Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. As you can see a little bit over here, things are finally getting set up. Finally got pretty much everything in the house. It's a pretty long week. Um, and I got the house to myself for a little bit, so just feel like shooting the video. Um, just a FYI also, if you notice two videos coming out right after this, and you notice that I still have my beard on, or actually three videos actually, in the future where I have my beard on, just understand that I film videos out of order. Like it's pretty much when I want to film a video, then I make the video. Um, so so just in case you see different looks, just know that I filmed them in different times and in different locations. Um, so you'll be seeing a little bit more of the old house for a few weeks before we fully transition to this place. But but yeah, just want to give it FYI. Um, so let's continue to talk about what everybody is talking about, which we pretty much touched on already, which is the strike that's going on, the WGA strike, which is now turning into a strike for SAG and potentially for the DGA. So um, it's not going away. It seems like it's actually getting a little bit more bigger, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more substantial. Um, my points still remain on how I feel about the whole thing. Just to reiterate, just quickly here, um, I think it's just people who feel that they are owed more money or feel that they are entitled to more money. And the fact of the matter is, that's not how the business goes. You signed a contract, you agree to a certain amount of money, therefore you are owed nothing more than said money that you were contracted out to get. So, I believe in like raises and stuff like that after a certain amount of time, but not like living wages, which is what a lot of people in the strike are advocating for. That's just the business you got into. That's not the fault of the union. That is the fault of you not doing proper research and making better life choices. So, not the fault of them, that's the fault of you. So, but like we've established on this channel, Hollywood is just filled with narcissists. They're filled with like self-absorbed type of people. So they're not really going to take themselves into account when it comes to these sort of issues. They're just going to blame the union. They're just going to keep blaming their system, all this other stuff. And I'm not going to say that it's 100% that way. Obviously, knowing Hollywood, there probably are people that got fucked over and people that have a rightful, that have a legit story to bring to the table where they are actually owed money and stuff like that. But that's all based on contract. That's all based on what you sign. Okay? Because one of the other things that I brought up in the video is that people also a lot of times don't read what they sign. They just, you know, just do that, and and then they act surprised when they find the loopholes and when they are outed certain kinds of money, or they're not owed or given the amount of money that they thought they were going to get. Like, it's all in the contract, and again, not their fault. It's in paper. It's the fault of you not doing, the right thing, which is actually reading up on it, doing research and all that other stuff. So and that's just me personally. I don't have much sympathy for the strike. And um for me now, it's just getting more apparent because now we've heard that SAG is possibly getting involved now, July 1st, from what I heard. I just heard that a film with Joaquin Phoenix just got shut down because they're having fears over that strike happening as well. Certain distribution, certain backers were, I forget the names of the people, but they were helping help finance the film, and I guess were they were getting kind of fearful about certain things happening, so that film got shut down. Um, and like to me, like it's sad that it's also starting to affect the other side of things too. Like it's not just mainstream culture, because a bunch of stuff in mainstream culture has been getting affected by this. Like lots of Marvel things and lots of other TV shows have been getting shut down because of the strike. Um, but even for up and coming filmmakers are now having to face this crisis where it's like, am I gonna get is my production gonna get shut down because a bunch of pickets, signs, and stuff like that are gonna take over my production? Do I have to, there's a lot more caution, that's now in the air now with with filming stuff, it seems, at least in the Hollywood landscape. Um, and it all boils down to greed, and I really it's really upsetting, to see how many people just fail to realize that it's not the fault of the system. I mean, it's really not. It's the fault of you. You need to hold yourself accountable, and um, like I know lots of people would like to live on that fantasy, that euphoria, living off the dream and stuff like that. It's when reality hits do they actually you know find themselves struggling, because there's a real world to things, and you have to be responsible for your own actions. You can't just blame people for something that you did, or something that didn't work for you. It's like, no, that's your fault. like like I'm not really surprised that SAG is getting involved, honestly. I mean, like, it's actors. Most actors are pretty selfish. I mean, they think that they're owed to like thousands, millions of dollars. And we've discussed on this channel before about how much Hollywood spends on actors, and it's just crazy. And I don't think that they're owed that much money. Um, you know, um, I also think that it's just unions just keeping the peace, with each other. I don't think that they're actually in the same mindset. Maybe they are, but it seems also like, oh, well, just keep the peace, participate, you know. Um, but um, it's unfortunate, really. I mean, I wish that people would be a little bit more level-headed and actually be more rational when it comes to stuff like that, because I mean, there is potential for the union to have maybe messed with a couple of people, but it's not the case. I mean, people are just acting greedy. People just think that they're entitled to more money, and they're not. All you're owed is what you signed. If you signed a contract saying that you're going to make $1,000, all you're owed is $1,000. That's it. You're not owed tens of millions of dollars. You're not owed benefits and anything like that. Because here's the reality of this profession. Here's the reality of being in the film industry. There is no such thing as stability in the film industry. Like, there are people that I have heard from and know about that that have worked in the industry, and they haven't gotten work for like 6 months at a time. 6 months at a time. And they they have stuff to do. They have to pay bills. They have to be able to support their children and pay off their insurance. So many factors like that in play, and they have no money coming in. And they're having to like hop to other things. Like, isn't it any surprise that actors like Brad Pitt, for example, isn't it like not surprising when they usually become producers? It's like, yeah, because that's where the money's at. If like all these writers here, if you want to actually make some money, go be a producer. Like, that's where the money's at. And some actors like Brad Pitt are smart enough to realize that, yeah, if I want to make some money when I'm not acting, I gotta go produce some crap or open up a production company, which a lot of actors do. Um, so it's like strictly staying within your own profession is going to get you into a lot of trouble, because you're not going to make as much money as you think you're going to make, and you're going to struggle. You are going to struggle. You're not going to make a whole lot of money. So you need to be able to navigate. You need to be able to. And I'm just saying for people who are part of the industry or people who wish to do this sort of thing. My personal thing is, I would rather just find another job. Honestly, just be in a different industry entirely versus having to like live in a live doubtful minded the whole time while working. Like I don't want to live in a possibility where I don't work for like 6 months. I just don't. I don't want to be living in that type of world, especially if I have to have to pay off bills and if I have my own place soon. Like, no, I don't want that. I want to be able to have a secure income. So, and that's the choices that I am making for myself because I'm considering the reality of my situation, which is what a lot of people in the strike are not doing. They are just living in fantasy land. They are, they're narcissists again, so they're not going to really think about themselves. But the reality is that you you signed a contract. You signed and in paper like this is how much I'm going to make. Um, back end deals, all that crap. You did all that stuff. And if you're not satisfied with how much you made at the end of the day, tough, because you decided to sign it. You decided to sign that document. More than likely, you did this, and then you're surprised by what's in the document a couple months later when they do certain things, when unions do what they do. Because Hollywood is known for fucking anybody over, right? That's just how it is. And if you're not aware to that, and you go into the system and you're surprised that there's these loopholes and all this other stuff, that is not the fault of the union. That is the fault of you failing to do. That's your fault. You should have done research, because this is just common knowledge. Anybody who knows anything about Hollywood knows that Hollywood is a scummy place, and they are there to swallow you up and then spit you back out. That's just how they operate in that system. And they will rip you apart. They will find ways to, to mess you up, to fuck you over, to put you in debt. Like it's just how the game works. And if you're looking to be in that system, I find it humorous that you are not familiar with the system. Um, so and I'm not, and I know some of you guys will be, well, you weren't a part of the system. Again, common knowledge. It's not like I know every integral, detail and stuff like that, but it's just fact. People know how Hollywood is, and there's many, many stories of people getting fucked over by the system, and we hear how many actors sometimes just get put in debt and stuff like that, and how people just have a hard time making a living in said system, because it's not all glamour and stuff like that. All this shit you see on the red carpet, that's all orchestrated. Okay, the stuff that actually legitimately happens to these people are the stuff that you don't see, the stuff that the media doesn't really want to talk about, the stuff you kind of have to dig to find. Um, so there's it's not a pretty place to be in. And if that is something that you are aware to, right? If you are aware that this job is not that secure, if you're aware that the income that you can get is very flexible, it's not stable. Like this is the amount you're going to get. Like it kind of fluctuates like this, um, and that there's a big possibility that you may not have as much work as you would want. If you're aware as to all those factors, then I must ask, why is it then you feel pissed off when the system, is how they are? Like I don't get it. The only answer that I can think of is that you're probably a narcissist. You're probably self-absorbed. You think that you're much more. You think so highly of yourself. You're probably entitled. You think that you're owed more than what you're actually owed. Because the fact still remains, you decided to sign it. Plain and simple. You decided to sign it, with the knowledge or not. You decided to sign that contract, and you decided to. You said that it's okay for me to make that kind of money, and you chose to make that kind of money, which is what I said in the last video. You chose to make that kind of money. Um, So, like, y'alls are out here like saying all this stuff about, being fucked over and this and that. And by the way, um, like, talk about fairness. Like, you think that it's okay to completely shut down productions? You think that that's appropriate? Like, you think that it's good for people to be out of jobs and for people to lose their own source of income because you fail to realize your own actions? Like, you get like the whole thing that's going on. Like, it's ridiculous to me. Like, it's really ridiculous. And there's people online who still believe that this is a worthy cause and think that it's completely appropriate. It's not. It's not. It's just greedy people who are narcissistic that will never ever believe that it's their fault. And at the end of the day, we all know the results. We all know what the end result is going to be. The unions will fold because that's just how it is. Enough people bitch and complain. Okay, well, we'll give you your money, you know. And then probably years down the line, once all this goes away, then we'll probably have another strike happen because you can't change the fundamentals of how things are. You just can't. Okay, the union has been in place like that for years, and they have laid out these contracts and these arrangements for years. And if you are surprised at any point, that is not their fault. It is your fault because at the end of the day, no one is forcing you to sign these contracts. No one is forcing you to make that kind of money. You're just victimizing yourself at that point. Because I've heard some people say stories like that in the past where, oh, I had to get this job or I had to do this and that. You did not have to get anything. Nobody forces you to get a job, okay? The only person at the end of the day who decides on whether or not what kind of job they want to get is you. You. Not them. You. You decide if you want to get that job or not. You decide if you want to make that kind of money or not. You decide whether or not you wish to sign that contract. So, so that's not their fault. That's not. I'm sorry. The union is not at fault here. Yeah, they might have messed with a few people in the past, and there probably are legitimate claims, but not to this degree. Not to this degree. I think that people are just over exaggerating it, as I am in this video. People are over exaggerating the strike. It's not as crazy as some people are making it out to be. The crazy part is just how narcissistic and how blind people are about it. Because look at what's happening with the strike. We're shutting down productions. We're shutting down, um, you know, up and coming filmmaking. We're shutting down voices essentially. We're shutting down voices for the sake of our voices to be heard. Like, really? And y'all want a flag of diversity and shit and all these other bullshit. It's like, yeah, fuck out of here. Like, it's just it's really just it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. Hollywood has been like this for years. Hollywood's been like this for years, and I didn't have knowledge of that, and that's why I choose to not be involved in the industry or to be involved in any capacity like that. If I'm gonna make anything, I'm gonna make it with people that I know and trust. I'm not gonna go into a system, get fucked over, and all that sort of stuff. You got to know before you go. That's always been my phrase. You got to know before you go. The people who don't know and go, don't don't be crying. Don't be crying because that's the fault of you, not the fault of anybody else. You should have done research, plain and simple. Because the reality is Hollywood's a crazy, crazy place, and they will mess you up. They will fuck you over, and no one's at fault for your own actions. Only you. Only you. You're the one who signed the contract, so own up to it, own up your shit, and just move on. But these people are narcissists. They're not going to do that. And the union will fold eventually. I don't think they should, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kind of just like per usual, I guess, at Hollywood. But I mean, it's like, wish people had a little more common sense. Like the best way I could put it is this: if you cannot find yourself as the issue in any circumstance, you're more than likely the issue. That's something that I've learned a lot lately. If you cannot identify yourself as the issue in any circumstance, you're more than likely the issue. So, so yeah, so that's my thoughts. Just wanted to kind of give another ramble, I guess, to the whole WGA thing because it's not calming down anytime soon. It seems like it's just keeps progressing because now more unions are choosing to get involved. But yeah, I wish people would act a little more responsibly, a little more self conscious. Just I wish it was the case, but it's not really the case when it comes to Hollywood. So, but you guys let me know your thoughts about the whole WGA strike and just the unions getting involved. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I have more videos that'll be coming out pretty soon here. So be on the lookout for those. Like I said, if you see me with facial hair, just know that's just because I record videos out of order, guys. So you might see me in the old place and you'll sometimes see me in the new place. Eventually, it will be strictly in the new place, but for now, there are some videos down the pipe that are in the old place. So just keep an eye out for that. So, so yeah, just let me know your thoughts on the strike. If any person, I'm just curious, if anybody watches this channel and you just happen to be a part of the industry or you just know a few people, whatever, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, I got more videos coming up. I will probably be checking out some films pretty soon here now that we're all settled down here. But until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.